Hi, I'm Peter Adams. I'm Executive Director at Rockies Venture Club. We're here at the Angel Capital Summit. Every year we've got another theme. Last year we talked about how companies create value. This year it's about how Colorado companies scale up and grow big. It's not as easy as it sounds. A lot of people think, hey, I've got a $10 million company, I'll go to 100 million, it's just like 10 times, no big deal. What we found from the panels were that scaling strategies are really, really tricky.
We learned not to scale too early. Like we started building, we raised some angel capital, and then we're like, great, we're going to get ready to do, 20 million in business before we had any business at all. And so we were too focused on building out the systems, whereas what we should have done is just bootstrapped more, been more lean.
When you're looking at scaling, there's so much out in front of you, and you're saying, you know what, I can do this, I can do that, I can do, all that kind of stuff. But what you really need to do is say, what is the strategy? Where are you trying to go? If you don't have a good, well-known strategy and you don't have good buy-in around that strategy, your structure is going to be all over the place. And what you'll wind up doing is wasting a lot of money. Strategy drives structure. If you can remember that, you'll be in good shape. One of the things that we've done at SwiftPage is that we raise the amount of money we need, and then we raise more if we need it, etc. And sometimes people will say, just go out and raise as much as you possibly can. And I think if you raise too much money, I know that sounds really, really weird, but if you raise too much money too fast, you're going to make really bad decisions because you're going to say, I got the money. Really realize how much money you need and when, and only raise that much.
Again, not raising money keeps you focused and hungry. My contrarian will be raise all the money you can as soon as you can, and stuff your pockets with cash, because it's a huge hedge. Right, the world is full of uncertainty, black swan, etc. And having that cash on the balance sheet earlier comes in handy. So that's sort of the counter: is maybe raise it but don't spend it. Right, raise it but act like you didn't raise it.
Scale and alignment. So if you're going to bring in more technical resources, that means you're going to have more product. Well, that means you're going to need more sales. Well, that means you're going to need more support. I think it all depends on what stage your company is at. When you're early on, I think it's definitely short-term milestones of, I need to raise it so I can get my product out, or I need to raise, X amount of dollars or whatever. So, go there. Now we're in a very different stage, right? Where we're kind of in that growth stage right now. We're looking at, okay, how much capital do we need? We just divested one of our Sales Logics, one of our companies that fortified our balance sheet pretty well. But how much do we need? Go out, get that. And then, I'll take a little page from Jim, get a little bit more, because you never know what's going to happen, and then go from there. But definitely depends on what stage your company's in.
We're struggling with this right now. So we were sort of trying to finish up our last angel round and figure out when to do our first institutional. And what I would say is I learned that there is now, I can see that we need to go and do an institutional round because we need more than just enough cash to get us, say, for the next 12 months. We need to invest in some things like office space that is big enough for us to grow to be 40 people, and being able to really invest in some technology. We know how we'll spend the money and have a very clear idea of how it'll get deployed. And so that tells us, all right, it's time to go out and raise. And it's not really raising for a period of time. It's more just raising for the next big milestones. I think for us, it goes back to data, really, and just seeing where are we seeing that things aren't working, what are the KPIs telling us that we need to focus on, and then we hire in those areas, and we wait till, we try to wait till people are really stretched.
We just had Pi Day on Saturday. Hopefully you guys know that. And so think about that. You should have Pi jobs per person. Right, and if people start complaining about that, then you're getting big, right? It's try and keep that 3.14
pain when you get to the point where everybody is just working like crazy, and you just you absolutely need more resources.
For companies in Colorado who are looking to raise money, coming to a conference like this is the one place to see where the bar is set. And believe me, in Colorado, the bar is set high. When companies start working with Rockies Venture Club, they don't often understand just how hard it is to raise money.